Alright, so welcome back to the video again. So in this one, we're going to talk about the prerequisites, which means the things you need to have before you start using HTML, before you start writing codes in HTML. So there are basically two things. It's not very complex and too much to ask for, to have. It's just two things, and the first of them is a web browser, which most of us might have been using. As long as you have a computer, even with your phone, you have been using your web browser. Example of them is Google Chrome, Firefox, or Opera Mini. Anyone that suits your taste more better, you should flow with that and have it installed in your system. But if you were asked from a programmer perspective, I think I would advise that you go with Firefox. That's my preference. Then the one that would follow Firefox on the ladder is Chrome, because it gives you that ability to do some other checkups on your website when it's been viewed. So the next prerequisite is a text editor or an IDE. Now there's actually a difference between the two, but they're all clustered into the second prerequisite of what you need to have, because you can substitute one for another. But I think it's not advisable from a programmer perspective again to substitute an IDE for a text editor. So what that means is, if you really want to go with the flow, if you really want to get more better in web development and programming, in general, you should stick with an IDE because it comes with more features than a text editor. So examples of text editor, I'm just going to name that real quick. Sublime Text can help you out, and even Notepad++ can also help you out. But if you want an IDE, the one that I've been using and which has been recommended by a lot of programmers is Visual Studio Code. There's also Atom. There's also a lot of them like Ellipse from that has to do with that supports the Java community in general. So, but for me, I love using Visual Studio Code because that has helped me, to do a lot of things. Even regardless of the language I'm using, you can use that to advance. So I think you should have these two things installed in your system. And then the next one, we're going to kickstart and doing something with it. I hope to see you in the next one.